Imagine a restaurant at the busiest intersection in the world. 500,000 people look through the window every single month, but there is no door to actually walk in. That restaurant goes bankrupt within the year. That is exactly the situation of every AI influencer chasing follower count instead of lifetime value. Today, we decode the full LTV strategy. From the $45 times 10,000 fans formula, the 3-layer monetization ecosystem, Tier 1 through 3 segmentation, all the way to predictive monetization and an AI that remembers everything about you. This is the economics behind the real creator economy. And it will completely reframe how you read every number on your analytics dashboard.
Imagine walking past a restaurant located in the busiest intersection in the world.
Right. Tons of foot traffic.
Exactly. Like 500,000 people stop and look through the window every single month. You might assume the owner of that restaurant is incredibly wealthy.
Oh, for sure. It looks like a gold mine.
Right. But if there is no door to actually enter and, no food being served, that restaurant is going to go bankrupt within the year.
Because nobody's actually buying anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now contrast that with a tiny cafe hidden down a quiet alleyway. Only 50,000 people even know it exists.
A fraction of the size.
A tiny fraction. But those 50,000 people come in every single week, they sit down, and they order the most expensive variant on the menu.
Yeah, that's a completely different business model.
It is. That second scenario is the secret to modern wealth. And strangely enough, it's the exact blueprint being used right now by entities that do not even physically exist.
Which is just wild to think about. We are talking about virtual influencers, the flawless AI-generated avatars taking over social media feeds right now.
Yeah, we see them everywhere.
We do. And often we look at the digital rendering, we marvel at the graphics, and we just dismiss them as a technological parlor trick, like a futuristic art project.
But when you look behind the curtain into the mechanics of how these digital entities operate, that novelty completely vanishes. There are serious businesses.
Highly sophisticated businesses.
Yeah. So today, we are analyzing a fascinating strategy guide from AI Creator World. It's titled AI Influencer Lifetime Value Strategy.
It's a great read.
It really is. And the mission for this deep dive is to explore how these virtual influencers are fundamentally shifting the creator economy. They are actively abandoning the traditional model of, chasing one-off brand deals.
Right, the whole influencer sponsorship treadmill.
Exactly. Instead, they're engineering predictable, compounding, multi-million-dollar revenue ecosystems. And they're designing these to operate over a 2 to 5 year horizon.
And the architecture behind the shift is so systematic, it abandons the lottery ticket approach of trying to go viral.
Yeah, going viral is basically just luck anyway.
It is. The focus here is entirely on extracting long-term value from a highly concentrated audience. And the mechanics outlined in the strategy guide apply far beyond just artificial intelligence.
Oh, absolutely.
If you are operating any kind of business or personal brand in the digital space today, understanding this methodology is essential.
Which is why, whether you're a digital marketer trying to optimize a campaign, or an aspiring creator, or just, a lifelong learner fascinated by the intersection of AI and economics, this is for you. We are going to completely reframe how you think about the true value of an audience.
It really changes your entire perspective.
Okay, let's unpack this. To really understand how these AI influencers generate actual capital, we first have to dismantle the biggest illusion in the creator economy.
Which is?
The belief that a massive follower count automatically equals immense wealth.
Oh man, yes. We have been so culturally conditioned to look at a follower count, say 2 million followers, and automatically assume that specific account is generating sustainable income.
Right, we just assume they're rich.
Exactly. But the source material points out that treating follower count as the equivalent of revenue is an incredibly expensive strategic error. Follower count is simply a reach metric. It only measures visibility.
It tells you how many people are looking through the restaurant window.
Precisely the point. Lifetime value, or LTV, on the other hand, is a revenue metric.
Let's define that really quick for the listener.
Sure. LTV measures the total amount of money a single fan is mathematically likely to generate across the entire duration of their relationship with that brand.
It completely shifts the operational focus, doesn't it?
It really does. The creator stops asking, how much can I charge a brand for a sponsored post this week? And they start asking, what is the financial yield of this specific fan relationship over the next 36 months?
Yeah, that's a huge mindset shift. And the source actually provides the formula for this. Working through the math reveals a completely different way of valuing an audience.
The math is really where it clicks.
Yeah, so the formula is average revenue per fan per year multiplied by the average fan relationship length in years.
Right.
So they give a specific baseline example. Imagine an AI influencer who manages to make $18 per active fan per year.
Okay, $18.
And through their content strategy, they retain that fan's attention for 2.5 years.
So we multiply those.
Exactly. 18 multiplied by 2.5 means the lifetime value of that fan is $45.
Now, $45 might sound like a relatively small number when we are talking about multi-million-dollar ecosystems.
Yeah, it's the price of a nice lunch.
Right. But the power lies in the scaling of that baseline. If this AI influencer cultivates an audience of just 10,000 actively monetized fans.
Not millions.
Not millions, just 10,000 active fans. That LTV formula establishes a $450,000 baseline revenue potential.
Wow.
And that figure is generated completely independent of algorithm shifts or corporate sponsorships.
It's entirely self-reliant. It's just their own ecosystem.
Exactly.
But I want to linger on the danger of prioritizing reach over LTV, because the source offers a pretty stark warning about how raw revenue growth can actually mask a dying business.
Oh, the churn rate issue.
Yes. Let's say I run a digital brand, and I look at my spreadsheet and see my overall revenue grew by 20% this year. On paper, I'm popping champagne, right? I'm succeeding.
Well, this raises an important question about the underlying data, because if your overall revenue grew by 20%, but your fan retention, those loyal regulars in the cafe, dropped by 40% in that same time frame,
Then I have a huge problem.
you are building your business on an eroding foundation.
Right, because to hit that 20% growth, I had to spend massive amounts of energy and capital constantly acquiring new followers just to replace the ones running out the back door.
It's a leaky bucket. You become permanently dependent on continuous audience acquisition. It's exhausting and it is fragile.
So how do you know if you're actually doing it right?
The source outlines several specific signals that indicate you are building strong lifetime value rather than just masking churn.
Okay, what are they?
They look for an email list subscription rate above 3% of the total follower base. They look for a repeat purchase rate on digital products above 20%. And they look for brand deal renewal rates over 40%.
Ah, I see why those specific metrics matter. An email opt-in or a repeat purchase requires friction.
Right, it's not just a passive like.
Exactly. It requires the fan to take a deliberate action, which proves intention. It proves they aren't just scrolling past a video while waiting for the bus.
That intent is everything.
But this brings us to a major logistical hurdle. If passive followers don't pay the bills, how do these AI creators strategically extract that $45 or, significantly more from an individual fan?
Well, it requires graduating from a single stream of income. The source refers to the reliance on brand sponsorships alone as income fragility.
Income fragility. I like that term.
It's a binary risk. Think about it. If a platform algorithm gets updated and suddenly suppresses your content style,
Which happens all the time.
all the time, or if a major brand sponsor simply cuts its marketing budget for the fourth quarter, your revenue doesn't merely dip, it collapses to absolute zero.
It's like a consulting business that only has one single client. The moment that client decides to go in a different direction, you don't have a business anymore.
It's just done.
So to survive that, you have to build out a portfolio.
And AI influencers execute this by building a multi-stream monetization ecosystem.
Let's break that down.
What is crucial here is the sequencing. This ecosystem is not launched all at once. It's layered strategically to slowly increase the fans' financial commitment.
So they ease them into it.
Exactly. The first layer is affiliate income. This has the lowest barrier to entry. The AI is simply recommending products, a specific software, maybe a piece of clothing that the audience already desired.
And they'd probably buy anyway.
Right. The creator takes a small commission, but more importantly, they establish a precedent of trust regarding their recommendations.
You prove to the fan that clicking your link actually results in a good experience.
Yes. And once that baseline trust is established, they introduce the second layer, which is digital products.
Things like what?
Downloadable guides, templates, intensive courses. Digital products have incredibly high profit margins, and the creator owns the revenue entirely.
Because there's no manufacturing cost?
Exactly. Finally, once the fan has consumed the free content and purchased a digital product, the creator introduces the third layer subscriptions and community access.
Ah, the holy grail of recurring revenue.
Exactly. This provides the stable, recurring revenue architecture.
And the jump in lifetime value as you move a fan through these tiers is massive. The text breaks down the gap, and this is where the economics get really fascinating.
The numbers are wild.
They really are. If an AI influencer relies solely on that first layer affiliate monetization, the LTV per fan hovers around $4 to $12.
Pretty modest.
Yeah. But if they successfully layer in digital products, the LTV jumps to between $24 and $75 per fan.
That's a huge leap.
It is. But if they can integrate the full ecosystem, the subscriptions, the products, and the targeted brand deals, that value rockets up to between $120 and $500 per fan.
Because every layer multiplies the value of the previous layers. You are monetizing the exact same attention span in multiple complementary ways.
Okay, but I have to pause here and challenge the core premise of this, because something's just not clicking for me.
All right, what's the holdup?
Wait, if the influencer is AI, literally not a real human, just a string of code, pixels, and generated text, why on earth would a fan buy a $47 digital product or a subscription from them instead of a real person?
It's a fair question.
I mean, if I'm buying a guide on productivity or fashion, I want to buy it from a real person who has lived that experience, who has actually worn the clothes or tested the workflow. Why are people handing over real money to a curated simulation?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it comes down to the underlying psychology of purchasing behavior in the digital age.
Okay, I'm listening.
The text points out that purchasing within the creator economy is driven heavily by identity alignment.
Identity alignment.
Right. Fans do not merely buy a product for its utilitarian value. They buy it because the transaction serves as a reflection of their own aspirations.
So it's less about the biological reality of the creator and more about the aesthetic and the values that the creator represents.
Exactly. And AI influencers are uniquely positioned to optimize this exact psychological trigger. Think about a human creator. Humans are messy.
Oh, very messy.
They have bad days, their opinions evolve unpredictably, they might say something controversial on a podcast that alienates half their audience.
Right, they get canceled.
Exactly. But an AI influencer maintains a flawlessly consistent character narrative. They explicitly broadcast shared value positioning without any deviation.
Because they're programmed to.
Right. They systematically celebrate community milestones. Their values are perfectly engineered to mirror the target audience's worldview. So the fan makes the purchase because financially supporting the AI's ecosystem reinforces the fan's own desired identity.
Wow. So the consistency is the feature, not a bug. They offer a pristine, uninterrupted reflection of what the audience wants to be.
Precisely.
But getting a fan to align with that identity and make a first purchase is only half the battle. The LTV formula we discussed relies on holding that fan's attention for 2 to 5 years.
Which is an eternity on the internet.
It really is.
Yeah.
How does a virtual entity engineer that level of long-term loyalty without the audience just getting bored and moving on to the next novelty?
Well, the source highlights a statistic here that frames the urgency of this challenge. A mere 10% improvement in annual fan retention typically produces a 20 to 35% increase in total lifetime value revenue over a 3-year period.
Wait, 10% better retention yields up to 35% more money? That is the compounding effect in action. Retaining a customer who already trusts you costs effectively nothing, whereas acquiring a new one requires constant marketing spend.
Exactly. And to achieve that compounding growth, AI creators utilize rigorous audience segmentation. They refuse to treat their followers as a monolith.
So they divide them up.
Yes. The strategy guide divides audiences into 3 distinct tiers. Tier 1 consists of the passive followers. These are the people just scrolling by the restaurant window.
They consume the free content, but they do not transact.
Right. Then T2 are the active buyers. They make up roughly 10 to 20% of the follower base. They might purchase a digital product once or join a free newsletter.
Okay, so they're engaged, but maybe not obsessed.
Exactly. But Tier 3 is the structural core of the business. These are the high-value loyalists.
And the metrics tied to this Tier 3 group completely validate the LTV mindset over the follower count mindset.
They really do.
The text notes that these high-value loyalists only make up 5 to 15% of the monetized audience. Yet they generate an incredible 60 to 80% of the total fan revenue.
It is a textbook demonstration of the Pareto principle.
The 80-20 rule.
Exactly. The economic concept where 80% of the outcomes, or in this case the revenue, are driven by just 20% of the causes or the audience.
That's wild.
Because of this, the entire retention engine is reverse engineered to continuously funnel people from tier 1 to tier 2 and ultimately into that highly lucrative tier 3.
You know, reading through the methodology of how they move people between these tiers, I realized it is structured exactly like a video game progression system.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Think about it. When you start playing a complex video game, the developers don't dump the entire open world and all the final boss mechanics on you in the first 5 minutes.
No, it would be way too overwhelming.
Right. You start at level 1, you are given a very simple quest, you earn a small reward, you get a little dopamine hit of investment, and only then do you unlock the next layer of the game.
And the text details a loyalty progression structure that mirrors that exact psychology.
So how does it map out?
Well, level 1 is the follower. They receive the standard free content experience. Once they show intent, they are invited to level 2, the community member.
So they join a group.
Yeah, here they might join a Discord server or a specialized platform, gaining access to exclusive Q&A sessions. Then level 3 is the premium subscriber, which unlocks early access to content and limited time discount offers.
And then there's a final stage, right?
Yes.
So
The final stage is level 4, the inner circle.
the inner circle concept is fascinating because the source mentions things like offering one-to-one digital access and even granting naming rights for future AI content.
Yeah, naming characters or storylines.
They are giving the deepest fans a manufactured sense of genuine ownership over the AI's expanding universe. But how do you ensure the fan keeps logging in to progress through these levels?
By designing engagement loops.
Engagement loops.
These are predictable, recurring interaction patterns designed to form a habit. So an AI creator might establish a reliable weekly content series that drops at the exact same time every Tuesday.
So the audience learns to expect it.
Exactly. They launch community challenges where fans are encouraged to create their own spin-off content. They utilize exclusive, limited-time digital product drops that engineer a collective sense of urgency.
FOMO.
Right. Each loop deepens the emotional investment while simultaneously increasing the frequency of monetization touchpoints.
Yeah, here's where it gets really interesting. We have established the underlying math, the multi-stream ecosystem, and the retention loops.
Right.
But because these creators are inherently digital, because they exist entirely as code, data, and algorithms, they possess a massive structural advantage over human creators.
The automation factor.
Yes, they can automate this entire progression system at a scale that a human team could literally never manage.
It's so true. Human creators often fall into the trap of treating a 100,000 follower audience as a single, undifferentiated broadcast channel.
Right, they just tweeted everybody at once.
They send the exact same promotional message to everyone at the same time. The strategy guide explicitly calls this a revenue failure.
Because if you blast the same message to everyone, you end up offering a premium $500 business consultation to a 14-year-old who just likes the avatar's visual aesthetic.
Which is a waste of an offer.
Exactly. While simultaneously offering a basic $5 digital sticker pack to a CEO who might have been willing to sponsor the entire channel, you are leaving money on the table while annoying your audience.
To solve this, these digital ecosystems utilize automated flows driven by intent signals.
How'd that work?
The system invisibly monitors how fans interact with the content. If a fan consistently watches videos all the way to the end, saves specific posts, clicks on monetization links without buying, or asks specific questions within the community platform.
The system is watching all of that.
Every single interaction. The system logs those behaviors and flags the user's intent level.
It is essentially reading the audience's digital body language.
That's exactly what it is.
And the automation sequences the source outlines are incredibly surgical. The moment a fan joins a community platform, they do not just receive a generic welcome email.
No, it's highly customized.
Right. The system triggers an onboarding sequence that analyzes what specific piece of content the fan clicked on to get there, and then delivers an exclusive offer tailored to that exact aesthetic or topic.
It's brilliant.
And if the fan makes a first purchase, the system automatically moves them into a loyalty tier sequence, specifically designed to incentivize a second, higher tier purchase.
The delivery of value is entirely segmented. The system identifies the top 5% of the audience based on engagement metrics and prioritizes them for premium tier offers.
So they don't bother the casual fans with the expensive stuff.
Exactly. The top 20% are prioritized for digital product launches. And the remaining 80%, the passive tier 1 audience, are simply served standard entertainment content to keep them in the ecosystem until their behavior signals a shift in intent.
So the AI is serving the right offer to the right person at the exact right moment without a single human being ever having to manually segment an email list or click send.
What's fascinating here is the trajectory the text outlines for the near future. We are rapidly moving toward AI-driven predictive monetization systems.
Predictive, like guessing what you'll do next.
Yes. Currently, the automations we just discussed are reactive. They trigger an offer based on what a fan has already done. The future of this technology is predictive.
Oh, wow.
The AI will utilize behavioral pattern recognition to identify exactly when a fan is approaching a high-value conversion moment before the fan even takes a definitive action.
Wait, let me make sure I understand the mechanics of this. Are you saying the AI will analyze my viewing habits and predict that I am ready to buy a subscription before I consciously make the decision to seek one out?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
That is slightly terrifying.
It's powerful. By cross-referencing thousands of your data points, your save rates, your click-through latency, the specific time of day you engage most deeply with the historical data of past buyers, the system calculates your intent trajectory.
So it sees the pattern before you do.
Right. It then delivers the perfect offer at the precise moment you are most psychologically primed to convert. This drastically increases conversion rates without increasing the overall frequency of promotional offers.
Ensuring the creator does not burn out the audience with spam.
Exactly. You only see the offer when you're ready for it.
It is a level of hyper-personalization that is physically impossible for a human creator to replicate. And the source mentions this predictive capability is already evolving into immersive brand experiences.
Yes, getting out of the standard feed.
Right. We are moving beyond a static video on a feed toward virtual events and fully interactive character environments. The AI influencer becomes a space you enter.
And brands love this.
Oh, they're willing to pay premium rates to integrate their products into these highly emotional, interactive spaces because the depth of engagement is unprecedented.
Passive scrolling cannot compete with an interactive environment. And as the LTV formula proves, deeper engagement leads to longer retention, which drives exponential lifetime value. The entire system is an interconnected loop.
So what does this all mean? We have explored the underlying mathematics, the psychological hooks of identity alignment, and the predictive algorithms reading our digital body language.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have. And the overarching takeaway for you listening right now, whether you're trying to scale a startup, build a personal brand, or simply understand the media you consume, is that true lifetime value is never a happy accident.
No, it is highly intentional.
It is not the byproduct of a lucky algorithm push or a viral video.
It's the result of deliberate, meticulous architecture. It required a fundamental shift in priority, moving away from the constant pursuit of broader acquisition and focusing entirely on deepening the retention of the audience you already have.
You have to own the attention.
You must own the platforms where the interactions take place, and you must carefully sequence the value you provide.
A smaller, deeply invested community will structurally out-earn and outlast a massive, disengaged crowd every single time.
The creator economy is maturing. It's really transitioning from the business of renting fleeting attention to the business of owning long-term relationships.
Which leaves us with a final thought to ponder as this technology accelerates. We've spent this deep dive analyzing how creators, specifically artificial ones, extract financial value from fans over the course of several years.
Right.
But as these AI influencers become fully interactive, as they're integrated with advanced large language models and the predictive analytics we discussed, they're going to develop a perfect memory.
Oh, absolutely perfect.
They will remember every conversation, every save, every click, and every preference you have ever shared with them.
They will possess a flawless archive of your entire digital relationship.
And this introduces a profound shift in the concept of a parasocial relationship. Traditionally, a parasocial relationship is one-sided. You expend emotional energy caring about a celebrity or a creator, and they have absolutely no idea you exist.
Right. They can't know millions of people.
But what happens when that digital window becomes a two-way mirror? When the avatar looks back at you? When the AI influencer actually knows you remembers your specific anxieties, and validates your identity more consistently than some of your real-life friends do.
That's a heavy thought.
Will we even care that they aren't real? It is the ultimate economic blueprint, dressed up in pixels. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thank you for listening to AI Creator World Podcast. If you found this episode valuable, make sure to follow the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, and share this episode with another creator who is building their future online.
For deeper guides, AI tools, and step-by-step growth strategies, visit our website at aicreatorworld.net.
And remember, in the age of artificial intelligence, creators who learn faster will lead the future. See you in the next episode. Bye!